So, hey, we are back with the Epstein file discoveries that I'm going through. And it's all about DDQ Trump. I had no idea. There is a batch of 10 gigaoctane, which is available as the eighth data set. I have been downloading it, and the file has immediately been corrupted. So it's obstruction of justice or freedom of information that is actually available to the public, but that wouldn't be available to me because they are corrupting the files, right? It's like not even 1% of the files have been given to the public, and everything that has been released, it's like it's all heavily redacted. And then from what's giving out to the public, like what I take, it's like the thing is being just censored. There is all evidence of this. So it's just like a conspiracy to commit murder on top of the rest. Like it gets heavier in the down the rabbit hole of the conspiracy to commit murder that is linked to the Epstein file, that links me to the Epstein files, right? Now my case is linked to the Epstein files as a conspiracy to commit murder. Everyone is in the Epstein files. Every one of them are high profiles. It rises up the stakes now. I was not linked to it, but because of DDQ Trump, now I am linked to this conspiracy to commit murder, and everything that revolves around me is linked to the Epstein file in this and a conspiracy to commit murder. So a battery of 400 conspiracies to commit murder in Barcelona, the use of HARP technology to modify the weather and to destroy the environment of Barcelona because it has been all out of seasonal norms. What has been going on? It's been destroying the infrastructures in Barcelona, for instance. It has been drying up, creating drought in the north of Europe as well by that time. So this raises up the stakes to an abuse of power and to a crime against humanity because modifying the weather globally, the equilibrium of the weather globally, is disturbing the global ecosystem. And so it endangers our species in the end of the day. For what? So that I would have wet feet. And I kept repeating it, that it was so that I would have red feet. And all the people that have been mentioned on LinkedIn as well are linked to that crime against humanity, which is now linked to the Epstein files. It's all like bouncing back from one place to another. And the Epstein files were not linked to me, and now they are. Why? Because I am still sequestrated in the lower part of a university, so that I wouldn't have access to computers and so that I wouldn't be able to transmit information right now on a private file. A private file that is accessed and modified by people that I have no clue about. So once again, abuse of power. So that what? So that I wouldn't be able to defend myself because they have tried to kill me. So now the Epstein files are linked to a conspiracy to commit murder against me and all that's coming within and around it. And the same for the conspiracy to commit murder against Justin, which is linked to a conspiracy to commit murder against Beyonce, which is linked to censorship and surely death threats against Amber Mark, and as well Little Sims, and Kylie Minogue. All that. So now the Epstein files are being tanked. And there will be more and more pressure against those fucking files, and everybody is gonna go down. Everyone is gonna go down. You had options. You could do things in a way that would prevent me to be in this situation right now. You haven't. So everyone in the files are gonna go down because you have been trying to kill me, and you're all responsible for it. And now you're paying that back because you let him do shit. Okay, so now I will see if it's been modified while it was not on my view. Because this is funny what's going on, what's coming further. Okay, so page 391 on the FTA 9207, a document of the dataset 7. So just because I'm trying to think through and not to my recollection, no. So recollection has been hundreds of pages that he used the word recollection because it sounds good. It sounds sophisticated, or it's been modified, and that's it. So then, line 4, page 391. Investigator. Did they ever raise or imply that there was information regarding you of whatever respect that was in the nature of a sort of a threat or a veiled warning? So when I say 66, it's because it's a -6 on the keyboard. The minus that is at the position 6 on the keyboard. So there are two minus. That's another way to redact the document. Apparently there are two ways. There are the blanks and there are the 66. The blanks, the dark part seems to be like letter for letter. This is what it looks like. And on the fourth line here, you have two minus, and it looks like it's a bigger part of the document that's being redacted, of the conversation that's being redacted. This is what it looks like. 66 is bigger, redacted in black. It seems to be letter by letter. Those are the two ways. So line 8, did he curate Trump? So the book reference was that I might be personally embarrassed by pursuing this matter because I would be subject of a chapter in a book on prosecutorial overreach. Okay, so he'd be taken as an example in a book of law for having done shit. Line 12, investigator. And who was going to write that book? Do you know? Line 13, Didi Q. Trump saying, Professor Dershowitz. Link 14, okay. Did you consider him a professional friend at all? Line 16, did current Trump come back? I had not, to my recollection, met him. I, 66, understand. I, 66, I understand. In this letter, I sort of grouped him in. Line 18, the investigator. It's like, yeah, you're dead. All this, this is what it means. Line 19, did he curate Trump? I would, 66, I'd say for the record that it's hard to know for my intent. It's hard to know what my intent was in 2011, but that's for simplicity of grouping individuals because I did go to Harvard. I may have ran into him at Harvard, but he was not my professor. And I don't, 66, I didn't work for him as a teaching assistant. I had some interest in criminal law, so I have chatted with him, but 66, but that would have been it. What? I didn't see that it was a new conversation. For me, this is the same person. What? When would that have been changed? June-ish. What the fuck? On Friday, June 27th, page 371, at approximately, this is supposed to be Diddy Curie Trump. 4:15, I received a copy of Epstein's proposed state plea agreement and learned that Epstein's state court change of plea was scheduled for 8:30 a.m. on Monday. The Palm Beach Police Department, so Palm Beach is where Mar-a-Lago is, his 1 billion house, not inflated at all, not about 50 millions maximum. And I attempted to notify the victims about the hearing in the short time available to us. I specifically called to Attorney Edwards to provide notice to his clients regarding the hearing. I believe it was during this. I never thought that the state's charges involved other victim, and neither the state court charging instrument nor the factual proffer limited the procurement of prostitution charges to a specific cell. So that was what I am referring to. Again, I am 66. I am basing this based on my review of the affidavit David and not on recollection of how this may or may not have been proceeded 12 years ago. Okay, so the investigator, okay, would it surprise you to learn that this Mrs. redacted, only communicated with Mr. Edwards that day. That's because she was under the direction from a manager to only contact Edwards regarding this 6-6, the potential plea for that Monday. What? Ah, okay. This is something different. This is not. This is the witness in the separate file. Because I was like, I still don't understand how it's all arranged. It's confusing to some parts. Anyway, so we arrived. Did you query Trump? It looks like the same deposition. We arrived at Did you query Trump saying that he studied at Harvard. And I don't know when that comes from. That was I don't know when that was recorded, but there is something that's going on between Suits and this because he's lying about having been to Harvard, right? And in Suit, the entire core thing is about Mike Ross, which has not been to Harvard, who has not, sorry, been to Harvard. So there is something going on here. I don't know what exactly, if it was the chicken or the egg, which was what we are seeing here. You know what I mean? Like, which was before, the chicken or the egg? What's coming from? What's coming first, the chicken or the egg? Or the egg? I'd say the egg. I'd say the egg with the mutation, which gave birth to a chicken instead of something else. Or perhaps, then if you want to go further, there has been a modification, a mutation of gene within the bird before giving birth to the egg of a chicken. You know what I mean? So they were a chicken before they became a chicken while they were alive, which is weird to say. I think you're born a chicken. I don't think that you become a chicken. You know? But this is different. You can become a lawyer. You're not born a lawyer. Normally, but then with the mind control shit and so on, I'm like, they're so control freak shit about everything that I'm like, perhaps you're born a lawyer. Who knows? To that point, I cannot deny nor confirm this information. So I would 66 said. So we come back to what page 391. He's gone to Harvard now. 92.7 EFTA 92.7. So Professor Dershowitz, like he knows how to recall the name of people now. We've never met this lawyer, this Harvard alumni personality, right? Where is in life, or did we? I had not, to my recollection, met him. So Dr. Dershowitz, Dr. Dershowitz, I-66. I understand in this letter. I sort of grouped him in. Yeah, so it's like the usual contradiction that he goes about. It's like, I don't know him, but I grouped him. It's like, I didn't met him, but I do know him, and I grouped him in a letter. So did you consider him a professional friend at all? I had not considered him a professional friend. To my recollection, I had not, to my recollection, met him. So if I didn't meet him, how could I consider him a professional friend at all? See what it means. And then I, 6 6, I understand in this letter, I sort of grouped him in. So he didn't meet the guy. He knew about the guy because he grouped him for a letter. And when you group someone in a letter, it's like it's some type of professional friendship, or right? That could be qualified as such, right? This is sensitive. I'm having like, you see, like I'm itching a bit. It's like it's a bit sensitive. What's going on here? But once again, it's it's not me. It's not you. It's the dude who has been doing this shit. It's like he's gone to Harvard. It's like, okay, I thought you didn't finish Wharton University. I thought you didn't finish your diploma at Wharton University. This is what is written on the Wikipedia. He's gone. He got accepted to Wharton University for a bachelor in business administration or something like this, and he did not finish. It's not written that he finished. It's the same for Ilona Musqueta. They have done two bachelors, one in physics and one in economics. It's written nowhere that they finished. It's two bachelors because they were too smart to finish, like me. Too smart to finish. They dropped out. While I am certainly the type of person who wants to continue like a high path of studying, right? Nothing has been sabotaged so that I would not complete my academic path. Like I stayed 3 years. I stayed 3 fucking years in the most insane academic path that you could ever imagine on earth. It's like you need to be at such a high level on absolutely every aspect and every. It's like, but the thing is that it was stimulating me. It was like hardcore in the notation and so on. You were basically dragged in the mud for the entire time, but the content was interesting. So I was like, yeah, okay, why not? Like, I was not the person who was studying the most, but the content was interesting. I stayed 1 year in the business school. I was like, no, it's not interesting. I cannot stay there. it doesn't feed me. It's just bland. It's no. So I dropped out because they were as well doing absolutely everything so that I would not stay, basically. They were not doing much to please me. They were trying to fuck me over with their satanism already, and I was aware of it. I was like, this is bullshit. So I didn't stay. And then they locked me out so that I would not validate a bachelor in management and development of musical structure, basically. So they just did absolutely everything possible so that I would not have a diploma. I could have had equivalence to get a diploma. I could have started to study German at the university because this is what I wanted to do beside my studies of music when I left the business school. Then I was in a music school, and because I wanted to integrate the knowledge in a slower pace, at a slower pace, I took 2 years, the career path in 2 years instead of one. And then it's like I was in the one of 1 year. Then I've gone a little bit of it, like a couple of weeks, and I switched to the one of 2 years to have more time to be able to prepare my personal project on the side as well, which was Quantum, which is Quantum. Now that it's going to be Quantum Festivals, but it was supposed to be a webzine, something to inform about the music, the electronic music scene, an artist, and that I wanted to develop in a label and organization of events. I have I was about to take the same business model as the webzine where I was initially, La Pose. We've been awarded, and I was about to take the exactly same business model, but do it a bit differently in my own way. And so they were organizing stuff, and I wanted to organize parties, yes, but as well to have a label. So I was siphoning. I was going about to siphon them basically. And now they are targeting my balls because I am legacy. So I was about to do what we do, and that's all point. But they blocked this. So I've done 2 years. I prepared everything so that I would have a 6 month internship at the Nuit Sonore in Lyon. They were really happy about my work there. I've made a first impression which was outstanding and amazing. They said it to me the second year that I've been there. I sacrificed. I sacrificed some of my learning in practical methods as a sound engineer to succeed my practical exams of sound engineering to be able to validate my to be sure that I would be taken for a 6 month internship in the Nuit Sonore Festival. I sacrificed something voluntarily in profit of something else. So I was going about the the satanic methods already, but they blocked this out. They blocked this out. Like I didn't think in terms of sacrifices and like killing something to get something else. I was not thinking in that mindset. I was just like thinking about, yeah, okay, I have to compromise. This is what I thought. I was like, this is my priority. My priority is to go to the basically I wanted to be employed in Lyon to transform this 6 month of internship into an employment for perhaps 2 or 3 years. Time to start my as a junior in one of the biggest electronic music festivals, and that I don't know where I would be, but I was assuring the start of my career like this, basically. And so I have done 2 years of sound engineering to then move up to this license, the only license, professional license in France that is like this, and supposedly the best. And so I have met the person at the head of the license who created it and so on. And in the end of the day, at the music school, they thanked my profile and they said that it was bullshit. It was bullshit. They thanked my profile because of one subject that I was not attending, to then be one of the only one who was succeeding it. And I failed the practical exams. I failed them. Um, of course, on purpose. I wouldn't be asked something that I mastered, but rather something that I didn't know about. So there is this as well. And so I think I barely passed one, and then I failed two of one or something like this. It's like, yeah, I didn't know. My mind blanked as well. I was like, I don't know. Or I felt that I was too slow as well. Anyway, my point was not to succeed the diploma, to get the diploma. My point was to get the knowledge, to go around the knowledge, the professional knowledge, to be able to manage the musical structure with more accuracy than any other profile in the industry. Because those are all fucking flinkers who doesn't know shit about what they are doing. They're just there for the fame of being in the music industry. And me, I was like, no, like not everyone, but I was like, okay, I have management background, technology and innovation. I come from there. I have economics. I have English, Spanish. I have philosophy and literature. So an understanding of higher aspects of intellectual fields. So it helps for the music industry as well to elaborate more on those aspects. And so what I did is that I yeah, okay, there is also this. I remember stuff now. I remember this. That makes me remember this. That makes me remember this. So I could have integrated basically the license directly after having been to the music school, to the business school, because it was management, development and management of music structures. So I had some learnings in the business school. I had what I told you about on a more theoretical level. And therefore, I had already a solid application because I was as well in an awarded webzine. Like I have received the prize in Paris. And I was in one of the best business school. On top of being a rebel and a ghoulie, right? And so instead, I decided to have practical knowledge. And on top of that, I had internships and I had a side project that I developed as well, the basis of that project that I developed. So that was a lot. That's a lot. I am awarded best career path, academic career path, one of the best business schools, my side projects, internship in the best phys- um, festival of my side of the music industry, the electronic music industry, Astropolis in France and Missonar in France. So I had already worked on my career path for having at least the internship in one of the best music festival of France, a music festival that is as well about theoretical knowledge on the music industry and technology. So to say, it's like it matches my profile as well. And I knew about the music structure already. I had been studying it a bit. I had a foundation as well with the on the administrative part for for quantum. I had some of the designs as well already there. I think back then. Yes, I think I already had something. So I had already a logo. I had already something started. Like I had teams of people. And then I finished with an internship in Berlin, in a club in Berlin, in the electronic music scene. I prepared absolutely everything so that I would be taken. And they tanked my profile. And therefore, I almost got it. It's like in the list, Wood Fox. Wood Fox, it's 666. Wood 666. Woodstock, Wood Fox. So Woodstock was a satanist thing as well. Lots of death. I was taken. Basically, my career was made. I was in the music industry. Festival, I would meet artists. I would start create music like singer, blah blah blah. Become singer. Done. And I am a royal, so then it's like this is it. No problem in my 20s. I am a DJ as well because I am in a music festival, so I have contacts to play from here and there. Like I make enough money past a certain point. I have enough contact to play here and there to make side money, side gigs. I have Quantum. I start making my own parties to make some cash in, and perhaps at some point I have my own company, which is Quantum by a couple of years, and perhaps I go to Berlin, or perhaps I go to New York City, or perhaps I go somewhere else, and perhaps I encounter Justin at some point along the line. So I have done the work. I have done absolutely everything so that I wouldn't be in this position right now. So that I would be a CEO right now with a structure that's making money within the music industry, at least. I had done the fucking work. They sabotaged it. And I have been going about satanic principles of sacrificing one thing for another, you know. When I arrived the first year, I wanted to learn German because my objective was also to go to Germany, right? I had two objectives, to go to Berlin and to be employed at the Nuit Sonore, or to get an internship at the Boom Festival, and they are between Portugal and Brazil. I wanted to integrate a big music structure, to make contacts, to network, to make contacts, and to but I have a weird way to network. It's like I'm really like you see me, I don't take forcibly your contact and so on, but like once there is the feeling, I'm like, oh, why not exchanging the contacts? Like I don't try to be directly into exchanging the contact. I just try to see with who, how, blah. And it was going well. Was going well. Was going well. Anyway, anyway. Yeah, I wanted to learn German. They made me. They blocked my. So I wanted to start a license in economics and and learning German. I wanted to do like my aunt, basically repeating the pattern, legacy, repeating the pattern, successful pattern of my bloodline, of my house. So she's been learning, she's been like doing like LLCE, it's called something about language, civilization, and economics. This is what she's done. She is one of the high figure of Siemens, Nokia Siemens right now, Europe, finances. And so this was a successful pattern already back then. She was working hard and it worked. And so I decided to repeat that pattern as well, like music industry plus learning German. I was already speaking Spanish and I was like, I need to speak German because beforehand they thank the learning of German and she was talking German and her career was going well as well. So I was like, I need to learn German because this was the original plan. So I need to learn German. I need to continue to do this. So I wanted to learn German by studying a bachelor in linguistic civilization and economics with English and German. And I was ready to put in the work, like to really going into it to go about it because I was in the hardest educational path that you could ever imagine. So it was not a problem for me to work out absolutely all the time on the thing, like to catch up with the German, for instance. But they blocked me. They blocked me. It's like I had the equivalent in economics. I had the equivalents in English. So the thing is that I could have been spending the two first year solely on catching up with the German and being working on that primarily, like essentially. And I would have been like with a minimum effort validating all the other things. Like I actually didn't need with my credits to validate them. I would have already have everything validated because I had the equivalents, I had the credits. So I could be like just working on having the credits for the German thing, like for the 2 years, while I would be continuing to work on my English, entertaining my knowledge about economics, while I would be studying sound engineering. This was the thing. But they blocked it. First semester past the line, I finally managed to record myself to literature in English. But then I go to the course of Spanish and it's like, no, this is only presential notation. This is not exams. And so I'm like, okay, this is it. I'm done. I don't want to run it after all the courses and so on. I have been there. This is not such an important course because it's Spanish. This is an optional course that I have been taking on top of it. And I was like, no, okay, I'm gonna be lazy. I stopped. I have been putting so much effort already, and now I'm gonna be lazy. I'm gonna take the money from the state, and that's it. So basically, I was forcing to be at the university, and I was scamming the state because I didn't. I was going at the university, but I didn't. I didn't go there. It's like I registered myself just to get the money from the student help, which I couldn't have with the music school otherwise. So I scammed the state, but even though that was not enough for me to integrate that career path, to integrate that bachelor. And so they tanked it. I hoped that someone would give up the spot, but I knew that it wouldn't happen. So they had no reason to fuck me over, and they had every reason to give it to me, basically. I had done enough on absolutely every aspect for this to be happening, being within the circles or not. So yeah, however, this reminded me of this. This is another vision of the thing. I guess that some people as well from the order, they were like, wait a minute, there they sacrificed something actually, and there they were scamming actually. So they've been a sinner. They were legacy. They are legacy. They've been doing the shit and like repeating the patterns of their aunt. They were within the. They were applying our formulas. They shouldn't have been sidelined like this. So then, going back to the Epstein files, line 19, and I said I was a rebel as well to be integrated. Are you a rebel? I was like, yes. So, okay, so you're a Satanist. You're in. I met with the director of the division of the department of the bachelor again. It's like having this pattern of negotiating my thing around to the top and get things unlocked at the top and then get do my thing. So line 18. So grouped in. So Dr. Professor Dershowitz, like you see now, like they keep triggering my scalp into being itchy so that I would itch it. Basically, they cannot stop. It's killing them. It's killing them. They continue. They cannot stop. Because on top of that, it's being witnessed because it's on camera. Fucking NPD dipshit. So, 31 1, line 19. Didi Curry Trump said, I would, 6 I'd say for the record that it's hard to know what my intent was in 2011, but that's for simplicity of grouping individuals because I did go to Harvard. I may have run into him at Harvard, but he was not my professor. And I don't, 6 I didn't work for him as a teaching assistant. I had some interest for criminal law, so I may have chatted with him, but 6 but that would have been it. Now we are 2 lines in the page 392. Line 3. My anus was just stimulated after my legs right now, and they tried to pain my legs as well. Humanity is in danger. Line 3. Investigator. And did you consult with him at all in connection with your efforts? 6 Your interest in potentially teaching or being involved in this 6 sort of the law school world, either at Harvard or at Florida International or anywhere else? Line 7, Didi Job. Not to my recollection. At some point when I applied for the deanship, 6 I wasn't aware of the deanship until 6 so let's 6 let's take this 6 let's take this in part. I thought about looking at Harvard for a teaching position. To my recollection, I never followed through on that. Wow. All right. Line 13, the investigator. Line 14, the Didi Trump goes back in. I knew Elena Kagan and may have had conversation with her that would have been a preliminary. How does this process work? But I don't recall taking it, 6 If I took it that far, and I'm not saying that I did, 6 this was a long time ago, 6 I never sort of went through, 6 The way law school hire is a very 6 They call it the meat market, MEAT, meat market. Line 20, investigator. Line 21, Didi Curry Trump. Take that for what it's worth. It's something that happens at the hotels here and at the 6 at the Marriott here in 6 on Connecticut. It's a very formalized process, and I never 6 Line 25, investigator. Page 392. 93. Line 1. Didi Curie Trump, 66, went through that. I don't recall any conversation. Sorry, I don't recall any conversation with Professor Dershowitz about that. To the extent I was thinking about it, it be natural for me to talk to Redacted, but I don't recall talking to him. With respect to Professor Dershowitz, with respect to Florida International University, so FYU, the dean process is very decentralized because I was talking about blockchain the other day. Line 7. And we are talking about deanship as Harvard. Whereas a teacher assistant, he was already pretending to. Why he almost applied to a teaching position but never went through. Line 7. To the extent a faculty member spoke to him, I don't know. To my recollection, and again, this is a long time ago, I did not ask him for a reference or a letter or something to that regard, although I may have. It was a long time ago, long time ago. I was also no longer active in this case at the time. So they are recognizing better the speech patterns of the Didi Curie Trump. There I'm like, it looks a bit more authentic. But then, is it that authentic? Because he's been in the circles of power for so long and under the mind control, like heavy for so long, that is it really him? But that's him in the end of the day. Like, I'm doing my shit in the way that I think things should be operating, right? And everyone is in the mind control, so this is not. It's nothing that can apologize, that can excuse anyone in the end of the day, because everyone is in it. But some people have other reactions compared to others, right? And some people are smart, some people are fucking stupid, some people are slammed by the technology and are still looking smart, while some other are slammed by the technology but are still looking. Sorry, some people are fucking smart and looking and slammed by the technology but still looking smart, while others are fucking stupid and not slammed by the technology and still looking fucking stupid. So when they are slammed by the technology, then they look fucking stupid even deeper than how far their stupidityness is going usually. Let's say it like this. So, line 13, investigator. All right. What about with respect to that same process on your part? Ken Star. Okay, there we go. Who actually was a dean of a law school at the time? Really? Did he provide you with a reference or 66? So okay, Ken Star. So I think someone who is a satanic porn actor. We came in the conversation with Didi Curie Trump saying that he was a dean of the law school. He admitted that he was a dean of the law school. and that therefore, like, he's gone to Harvard and something like this. Perhaps this is where we are going right now. I don't know. This is what I understand. I'm like, okay, he finally admitted something about Ken Starr, and it's a fucking lie, and I don't know. This is how it looks like. And this is logical that he would be then lying about it as well for his own part, right? Because he's a lawyer now. This is why he's been going about so many lawsuits, because he's the fucking lawyer himself, right? So he knows. He knows. Oh my god. He has an alter who is a Harvard alumni. Sorry. Oh shit. This is why he's gone so much like into in front of the court. This is why he leverages so much the court system, the justice system. This is why every fucking day they are telling him no, because he bounces back to his persona of being a Harvard, Harvard alumni, and he wants to bring everything to justice, and he thinks he's right. Why then he might bouncing back to another personality which is coercing absolutely everything in the judicial system, who is absolutely sorry coercing everyone in the judicial system. And like when someone is telling him no, then he bounces back to another version of himself, another personality of his, because he knows that he cannot sustain the persona in front of the court, that this is impossible, that people are going to say no to him to impersonate a law like an attorney. This is why Abraham Lincoln was attorney general, perhaps, because he has his fantasy about being a lawyer, an attorney himself, while he doesn't understand the letter of the law. And he doesn't have experience love for the letter of the law. Otherwise, he wouldn't slam the Constitution the way he did. Or perhaps this is a Satanist way for him to sacrifice the law because he thinks that he's a lawyer and that this is what he loves, the law, right? Perhaps there is a bit one of his personalities which is who is like this, and so it matches with the other one who is insecure and who wants to prove by any means necessary that they can transgress absolutely any type of limit and boundary, and the law is creating limits and boundaries for absolutely everything, including the Constitution. So this is why as well he felt compelled to fuck over the Constitution on every aspect, which goes along with his work to try to get a third mandate and killing me. All right. Did you Trump, line 13, page 394. So we're talking about an investigative journalist author named Redacted. Do you know that name? He says yes. Did you ever speak with her? He says, so she was the recipient of the do 66 to whom it may concern letter at the Daily Beast. Yeah, so you see, in another video, I say to whom it may concern because he said, may I? And like, yes, I am attacked. You see, whoa. I am taking such a massive hit at raising all that information. So I talked in another video about to whom it may concern, and we are talking about it now again. And the New York Times as well was cited by me in the last days, and we have a mention of the New York Times right now. So this part is completely fucked. Right now, I won't continue to read it. And I will send it online so that everyone has access to it. This is it. And this is supposed to be, so there is a certificate in the end, page 412, the United States of America in the District of Columbia, I, Beth Roots, Notary Public, before whom the foregoing deposition was taken, do hereby certify that the witness whose testimony appears in the foregoing pages was duly sworn by me, that the testimony of said witness was reported by me by electronic record and therefore reduced to typewritten form. That said deposition is a true record of the testimony given by said witness, that I am neither counsel for, related to, nor employed by any of the parties to the action in which this deposition was taken, and further, that I am not a relative or employee of any attorney or counsel employed by the parties thereto, nor financially or otherwise interested in the outcome of this action. Beth Roots, Notary Public in and for the District of Columbia. My commission expires April 30, 2020. Okay, so there are several lies in this, but which ones I don't know. Because, for instance, the last one is an obvious one. She is interested in the outcome of this action. Like, this is an obvious lie. This is, for me, it's a line that is I need to say there are some lies in this. Like, I am related to, we are royal, so we are all related basically. So it's a lie. I'm related to one of the people. And I have been coerced in some ways. Okay. So this is the natural end. It's 1 hour and 9, and we will stop here and I will start another one.